Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. So thank you for joining us tonight. So tonight we have Alyssa Cracky and Chelsea Harters, founding members of the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association, who are going to talk to us today all about the association and the things they have to offer.
All right, my name is Alyssa Cracky, and we'll get started here. We're going to talk about the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association. First, we'll do introductions. And I am currently the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association president. I went to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I got a bachelor's in animal science with an equine emphasis back in 2013. When all growing since I was about 8 years old, I participated in the Gage County 4-H equine program. Currently, I show in Western dressage, ranch riding, cow horse shows, kind of a little bit of mix of everything. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me at the Nebraska NRHA at gmail.com, and we'll let Chelsea Harters introduce herself. We are both the founding members of this organization, and we started it back in 2019. So if Chelsea wants to introduce herself.
Hey guys, I'm Chelsea Harters. As Alyssa said, we're both the founders of Nebraska Ranch Horse. I'm currently vice president. I've been involved with horses for about 15 years now. I actually showed in Lancaster County 4-H throughout high school. After high school, I went to Nebraska College of Technical Agriculture for 3 years, and I showed on their ranch horse team. After that, I went and worked for some industry professionals for a few years. I own and run a business called Straight Arrow Cow Horses, and I currently show with AQHA and ARHA and the versatility ranch horse stuff, the ranch riding, the rein cow horse, so a little bit of everything.
And if you want to contact her specifically, she has her email there as well, straightarrowcowhorses@gmail.com. Thank you, Chelsea, and we're going to move on and talk a little bit about the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association. It is a charter of the American Ranch Horse Association, so sometimes you'll see our abbreviation, the ARHA, and we can look at their website a little bit, but our charter is actually within Region 2, and that puts us with the states Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. The ARHA is really about promoting the values of true working ranch horses, and it's open to all grade horses, all Western stock type horses. So pretty much anything that's not gated and is over 14 hands is eligible to be registered with the ARHA. And that's something that's really important because we're kind of getting away from the breed specific registries, and it's allowing everybody to participate across breeds and come together at one show and show their horses and compete together. Participation in this association is encouraged from horses on the ranch, on the trail, and in the show ring. They have different tiers that you guys can show in and actually earn awards, that sort of thing. They have like a saddle log, and they do year-end awards based on the time that you spend riding your horse. There's also different awards depending on if you're a novice, amateur, that sort of thing. And it's really a community of members, professionals, youth, and judges. And that's what we love about this organization. There's, for the membership, there's a whole bunch in the ARHA, and you do not have to be a member of the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association to come to our events, but we do give discounts, that sort of thing. But to show at an ARHA show and go and participate in the NRHA events, you do have to be registered with the NRHA. And here I kind of showed some of the different ones. There's individual and open, and pretty much all their memberships are about $45 per year. Sometimes if you guys qualify, you can tack on the amateur and novice. And those will just be based on if you money, you don't train, you don't, you know, lessons, sort of that sort of thing. And novice also, they have monetary value. If you haven't shown so much, you can enter novice cattle classes, let's say. And it kind of gets people into the different tiers where they have experience and they can move up the levels. So it's kind of a great thing that way. They also have judges and professionals. You also, in the NRHA, have to have your horse registered, and it's a one-time fee of $45 per horse, and you get that certificate of eligibility, kind of like a registration, kind of like the AQHA. But you have to have that in order to show in NRHA classes. Now, the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association, we will be hosting some NRHA classes, but we will also have open classes that will be open to anybody, and you do not have to be registered in the NRHA, even though it is eligible for national awards, let's say. The Nebraska Ranch Horse Association, we have memberships as well. And like I said, it kind of gives people discounts. It also gives priority to people that participate in our clinics, our workshops, that sort of thing. We're going to give those people priority and discounts just because they are members with us. So we want our members to get involved as much as possible. So there we have individual is $25, and that's where they can compete in open, amateur. We have a youth 13 and under and a youth 14 to 18. And then we also have a family membership. These kind of break it up for us, and we do year-end awards based on this as well. So that's where the individual comes in and people can show in the amateur classes or the open classes, and their points will count towards those. And there's also a youth bracket as well. So to look at some of our events this coming year, we have our show dates picked out over here on the left-hand side. And we're going to have some in Grand Island on April 30th through May 1st and June 18th through June 19th. Those will be at Lazy K Arena in Grand Island. Then we will be having a Top Ranch Hand Challenge, hopefully at the Lancaster Event Center in early July. We're kind of working on the dates with them currently. And we will also be having our Ranch Horse Futurity Challenge on July 30th through 31st at the McCook Arena. And we participated at the State Fair last year, and it'll be determined if we're going to do that again this year. So that will be 5 possible shows for the NRHA. Some of our other events coming in January 15th, we do a stallion auction fundraiser where we auction off stallion services. And all of that money goes towards our shows, basically our fundraiser for the year. And we use that money to go and give out awards for the futurity as well and give incentives for breeders. We just went through the NRHA 2022 season. There's also an NRHA World Show in Florida, July 14th through 23rd. So that's kind of bracketed in between a couple of our shows. And they have year-end awards that they do that would be for the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association. We will be doing ours in mid-January. And the NRHA also does theirs either in late December or early January. There's also a national judging seminar if people are ever interested in learning more about what the judges look for. They have a whole seminar that's 2 days, January 7th through 9th, and people can actually go and audit and learn off of that. So that's a really great thing. They usually do it twice a year. So there will be one in the fall, usually around October as well. If we want to talk about a little bit of the NRHA classes, these are a little bit different, but there's a lot of overlap and similarities. So some of our non-cattle classes are going to be ranch horse conformation, showmanship, something that people are familiar with. Same thing with horsemanship. Ranchmanship is going to be a little bit different. That one is very similar to horsemanship. It's kind of a combination of horsemanship and the AQHA ranch riding, if you guys think of it that way. Horsemanship would be judging a little bit more of the person, how they handle the horse through a pattern. Ranchmanship is really going to be how the partnership, the horse and the rider navigate through the pattern. There's going to be ranch reining, which you guys are very familiar with. It's a little bit more of a ranch styled reining, where there might be higher headsets, maybe shorter stops, maybe not those 20-foot long sliding stops, right? There's also ranch riding, which ranch riding is different for the NRHA than the AQHA. In the NRHA, ranch riding is actually a rail class similar to ranch pleasure, let's say. And then there's ranch trail, which would be a pattern, a trail pattern, which has to include a gate and trailer loading. And then there's a whole slew of other things that we can choose from. They also have to rope a dummy. That would be included in the ranch trail. Now for our cattle classes, we have ranch cutting, and that is going to be where there is an allotted time and you have to cut a cow away from the herd, and then you actually box it for a few moments and then drive it and pin it. So that's a little bit different, but it's kind of a fun one. Herd work is very similar to cutting, but you can handle your horse a little bit more and you won't get docked for it. So it's kind of like a step up learning. There is ranch roping, where individuals will get a numbered cow, have to walk up to a herd quietly and rope their cow, and a couple tries, and there's an allotted time. And that really is judged based on how quietly you can rope your cow. And there's ranch boxing, which is similar to boxing, where you're going to basically box your cow on one end of the arena. Then there's working cow horse that does a reining pattern, and then you box your cow, run your cow down the fence, and then also circle it. And then working ranch horse is a step up from your working cow. You have your ranch reining pattern, and then you will box, run your cow down the fence, circle it, and then rope it. And then there's cow catching, where it's kind of like steer stopping, but it's with a breakaway rope and you catch your cow that way. What's nice about all of these classes is they are all scored. There's not really any, there are time limits just to keep the things moving, because some of the shows are quite large. If you guys want to learn more about the classes, we actually have a whole list on our website, nebraskanrha.org, and I can pull that up real quick for you guys. So this is at the classes. I have all of our NRHA classes with a description, and then there's also a video for each of them, so you guys can kind of go through and look at those. If you have any more questions, we'll keep going. So we have, this year, we're trying to grow our youth and participation in our organization. And this is where we want to work with the 4-H youth. And we have some goals for development. And that would be really connecting youth with local professionals around the state, whether it's trainers, farriers, it might be saddle makers, bit makers, judges, whatever it may be. If there's an interest there, we would love to make the connections for people just to kind of further their learning experience. We're also here to help make connections for internships, careers, or if people just want to enjoy horses as a pastime. And it's really important for me and and this organization to keep Nebraska natives working in our horse industry. We don't want people going to other states. You know, we want to keep them either going and using our facilities at UNL, or maybe going off to vet school and coming back to the Nebraska area. We really need people to stay in the large animal, specifically horse industry here in Nebraska. Now, some things that we're going to do for the 4-Hers is we're going to try to host some learning opportunities to get people a little bit more experience with cattle, and maybe some of our classes. So we'll host some clinics and workshops and get some discounts for the 4-H youth, that sort of thing. And we also will be having specific 4-H open classes at our Nebraska ranch horse shows, and allows 4-Hers to compete with others at their same level, and probably the people that they show with regularly. So it kind of brings that comfort level. And like I said, we do have some of those opportunities. We would like to be developing a Nebraska ranch horse youth team to possibly participate in other NRHA shows in the other regions, or even within our region over in Missouri, something like that. That would be amazing. And like I said, we're going to be adding those 4-H specific classes, and we're going to have the clinics and workshops, and we're going to need help volunteering. So if any 4-Hers need volunteer experience, we have the clinics, the workshops, the shows to help volunteer. Also, we can do some internships if people are interested with marketing, event planning, maybe even fundraising. Like we said, we have all of our shows. We need to market for all of these. We also do the ranch horse futurity and the stallion auction. These are all fundraising and putting on events and planning. So these are great ways to do internships, learn anything like that. So if anybody has any questions, anything specifically, you can reach out to our Nebraska RHA at gmail.com. If you guys are interested in any of this in your area, I can go back and I'm going to show you our American Ranch Horse. So this website is AmericanRanchHorse.net, and this is the NRHA website. I'll show you guys this real quick, where to find some information. So here we have the charters, the memberships. If you come over to forms, really this is where most of their information is. Well, it pulls up. So the rule book, if you guys ever want to look at the rule book, they have a downloadable one here as a PDF. It also has membership, online applications. This certificate of eligibility is for horse registration, but it has all the different score sheets. If you guys ever want to look at that, it has all kinds of information. So this form section is really important, and we can pull up real quick. This is what their rule book looks like. So you guys, everybody, it's easily accessible, and everything that we talked about is in here. If you guys have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I think that's all we have to talk about today. Thank you, Lena, for having us. We hope to look forward to working with 4-Hers, and please contact us if you guys want to have something in your area.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it, and we're very excited for all the upcoming events and partnerships that we can have with the Nebraska Ranch Horse Association. So thank you for joining us. Does anyone have any questions for them? Well, it doesn't look like it, but potentially people will contact one of you in the future, especially those that will watch the webinar at a later date.
Sounds good. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.